Hey, buenos dias, como estas, como estas? How are you today? How are you today? Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. Hey. Hey, how are you today? How are you today? Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Peep it. You know it. The Hills did it. You see it. Hello, friends. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the chat. I believe that in there because, yeah, we love embarrassing the self. Hello, people. No, hello. Welcome. Before we get started, let's bow our head and close our eyes. Father, please just give me strength to really say what it is you want me to say. I forgot that this was something I was supposed to talk about. I've been head empty about this because I want to do this in an humble spirit. And I just really want to be a source of positivity and love and encouragement for your babies. So please help me to really show them you, Lord. And I ask that you would speak through me to your babies, Father, and that you could just use my life, okay, to testify of your greatness, your goodness, your love, your mercy. And Father, to any hearts that are on here listening in, Father, touch them, heal them, strengthen them, encourage them, Father. Please remind us always of your love for us, of your promises over us, of the fact that no matter what, we have you. We have the greatest thing in the world. We have you. And can't nobody take that from us. You gave us you. And if we have you, then we got it all. And so help us to grasp what you mean and who you are. Help our hearts always be sensitive that you are not just a God, you are the God. You are the one true God. You are the one truth. You are the one man who makes it better, Lord. You are just incredible. You are not second to anybody. You are first. You are our first and our foremost. And so, Lord, just please help me to relay this message to your babes in an humble way. Thank you, as always, for the opportunity to tell my story and to share my heart, Lord. And I just ask that you would do this with me, through me, and for me, Lord. And please encourage anybody that's watching and listening. Please bless their finances and their homes. Bless them in a better understanding of who you are and your love for them. It is in Jesus' name I give thanks and pray. Glory be to God. We give thanks and pray. Glory be to God. Thank God. Amen. Okay, so hello, babes. Hello. I forgot that I was supposed to do this, but I had said for the longest time that we were gonna do this. So let's do this. I'm gonna call this envy. Envy you. Instead of I envy you, envy you. Cause that's kind of how it sounds. You put it together. Envy. I envy you. So let me give y'all a rundown. So I envy you, bro. Let's jump into it. I envy you. I'm gonna have to put what it stands up for, because I know virtual avatar or virtual universe is the VU, I would assume. Okay. Basically, what I envy you is a fake world. That's what it is. It was a fake world, and y'all, quite frankly, I don't even know how I came across I envy you. Like, when I was a kid, I used to get, I think really what happened is, like, you know how you're a kid. I don't know if y'all ever did this. So let me say this. In Texas, bro, especially in school, if we were done like for the day or something like that, they would let us do things like play games, you know, online. You go to like girls gaming, girls go game, or cool math games for kids, like stuff like that. You know, we would always be found about that. But sometimes, of course, girls, kids, everybody was doing it. We would just Google and try to find our own games to play, which led to me doing it at home. I would always just get bored, you know, especially when I was younger. One thing I really love to do is just like, I literally would play Bejeweled for like 45 minutes with a rock playlist going on in the background. If you can give me something with pretty colors that I'm invested in and a good track list, bro, don't bother me. I'm fine. And so those are my days. Games, music, like it's never changed. Okay, that's been my life. And so one time I think I was in Houston with my grandma, and I came across this website called IMVU. Now, back then when I installed IMVU, even on my mom's computer, bro, when I was first young and doing it, it was like you had to pull up this whole other chat window. It was very like 3D, and you could tell it looked like The Sims, like horrible. It was like the first Sims. Like it was just terrible, bro. It was terrible. And it was supposed to be because of the times we were living in. But I will say back then, like IVU, there was not like a lot of things where it is now. Like there was not a lot of people on there. It was not really, the animation style sucked. And once again, it was supposed to. And not only that, but like, you know, the AP content and stuff that's on there and like adult stuff, no. That was never a thing when I was a kid. It was like, oh, you're a kid, why are you on here? Because most of the times they were older people who was on this world trying to cheat and create a fake world. And see, I didn't know nothing about that. And so yes, even as a child, I will confess to you, people did invite me into chat rooms and hit on me. My mom shut it down. She was like, no more IMVU. There's nothing for you here. Well, I got into high school. IMVU comes back around because I have friends who do IMVU. So I get back into IMVU. And my style, y'all, like I don't have none of my accounts. I deleted everything, y'all. I deleted everything. And I'm going to get into the story of why. Like all of this is building up, I promise. But y'all, I was trying to find my style. And I think back then, like, I knew my style, but because I was really trying to impress this one guy at the time when I first started my IMVU. Like, all of this all plays a part. And so, a lot of the times, like, I would buy outfits and things and try to dress myself up and make myself look cute. Because, you know, I wanted him to think I looked cute. And, like, I used to always wear, like, black skins because I'm black. Like, we can all look at the same screen. Like, you don't have to convince me, okay? But this person, they would say things that made me feel like mine. And the craziest part is they were black too, but they would say things that made me feel like me as a black woman, I was not pretty enough to him. So yes, I started buying like white avatar skins. I did it. Don't look at me like that. I was one of those girls. Y'all, Michael Jackson wouldn't have been the only one with a skin condition if I really could have got my way like I thought what I wanted then. Now I will say now, I know I was big tripping. You were lying to the community. Anyways, no, I'm just saying, love the skin you're in, bro. Love the skin you're in. That's all I'm saying. And I have come to realize now in the long run that like, ain't nothing wrong with me. Baby, we sun kissed. Anyways, carrying on. At that time, he made me think everything was wrong with me. Like, I shouldn't have been in the sun at all, bucko, okay? Like, I needed to be in the house, all right? And so, yeah, for the longest time, y'all, I hid behind these really pasty and white avatars, bro. And even then, like, when I was younger, everything was really anime centered. At least the people I hung around with. It's way worse now, I will say. But I feel like kind of back then it was bad. But I don't think I just kind of don't feel like we was out here wilding like what they doing nowadays. Okay, but yeah, it was a thing. Everybody was into the anime, like the senpai, you know, kawaii, otaku, all of that was happening back then, like when we were coming up. So, you know, like, yes, I was part of that Dohi Somo. Obviously, I've said this on IMVU, I was Shay-chan. So obviously I was in that thing. Like, you know, we were very much a part of that. And so, yeah, I hung out with people, y'all, and you know, made friends, went to these parties and stuff, and so split there. So I went to college, and I wasn't really into IMVU. I couldn't really afford to be because I had schoolwork. And then I found out a really heavy situation that year. And so let me tell you about it right now. An ex-friend of mine, we're gonna call him Midnight Magic, okay? Midnight Magic, like, we always had a soft spot for him. I'm gonna be very honest and open and say, if he wanted to meet my mama, I would have been like, you can meet my mama. Like, I would have let him. I was head over heels for him. And I don't know. I didn't know how to tell him. You know, I didn't have a great track record with guys. I didn't really know how to say my feelings, and really a lot of my feelings were rejected via friends. So trying to talk to anybody like one-on-one felt even more intimidating, because if you told my friend no, you definitely gonna roast me. But so I was really afraid of dudes because, like, I had a lot of guy friends, but none of them ever really made me feel like I was more than just like a guy. You know what I'm saying? So with him, I thought that he felt the same way because he told me he had a girlfriend. And, you know, I just didn't think he saw me like that. And so I started confiding into this girl, his girlfriend, and I was telling her, like, you know, I had a crush on him. Like, I thought we had feelings, but obviously nothing's there, you know. And I like this girl because to me, like, if he's happy and he's with you, then that's okay. Like, I'm happy that he got somebody. You know, I don't mind having him as a best friend because he was a great best friend. And so me and this girl, his girlfriend, we get close, hang out in chat rooms, talk the whole shebang till I go to college. So I never met her. She was giving me the runaround about meeting her, and we were supposed to meet up. She messages me one day and she's like, I have something to tell you, but if I tell you this, I'm afraid about like how you're gonna react. Y'all, I was way left. I'm thinking she gonna tell me like, I'm in love with you, and I was just gonna be like, thank you, but no thank you. Okay, like, I wasn't gonna be rude about it. I thought that that's the worst a person could say to you, is that like, I want to wipe you up, and I would have just been like, professionally speaking, not playing, but like, you know, I didn't feel like I would have lost her as a friend. I'm like, that ain't nothing, like, it happens. And I guess because I've been through that situation before, I was like, oh, that happens. But so what ends up happening is she proceeds to tell me, I'm not who you think I am. I'm actually your friend. So the guy that I had a crush on, that I was so afraid to tell my feelings to, he catfished me and pretended to be this girl. And this is where it gets better. Everything in those 4 years that we went together as friends, he turned into an anime. Don't ask me the name because I don't know. No, but yeah, he turned our stories, my personal stuff, into an anime. Then it goes even better because, you know, I went to college to be a voice major. I am a vocal major. He asked me, I'm a music major. I'm not just a vocal major. Like, I know the instruments too, because we ain't gonna dim our light, all right? We are in depth for a reason. We learned things. But don't ever let that be like a statement of yours. I'm in depth for a reason, bitch. No. Okay, but the point is, I know music. But he asked me to do a song. And I'm like, you don't say sorry for what you did. You don't say sorry that you did this to me, and you asked me to do a song for you. So I lose it on him. I lose it on him. We're going to pump the brakes on him, okay? We ended up talking again. And trying to be friends. We're going to pause the break on Midnight Magic. While this is happening, after this has happened, there is another person that comes into a chat, and that's what pulls my story into, and I want to talk about the dangers, because I feel like this time around, I fell deep into something that I didn't even know I was going to fall deep into, and it really messed me up mentally, physically, and emotionally, and you are hearing this from my mouth. I hands down do believe that if it was not for Jesus Christ, like the Lord himself, I would be dead from a broken heart. That's not an exaggeration. That's not a formal statement. This is me telling you, I literally felt my heart breaking from an interaction on IMVU. Let's get into it. So, if you've been around here at some point or another, you've ran across a story about me being out here role playing. We was out here, okay? We've lived a lot of lives, all right? And sometimes I get very nervous about the stuff I post, because I'm like, the chat be chatting, but we can't be concerned with other people. I did it. I lived that life, okay? Obviously, I wasn't caring what people was thinking then, because I was doing it, okay? Bye. I'm playing. You don't have to make justifications for why you did what you did. At the time, that's what I was doing, because it was helping me cope, all right? And I just really thought that was a good way to cope, and it was not. And so, when I was role playing, I met this person, and we will name them. What can we name them? We'll name them Wallet. I met this person named Wallet. And Wallet and I, at the time we were role playing, we were both BTS members. So that kind of helped the link up be more of a link up. And like the role play we were in, I was trying to be friends with the people who ran that organization, and they were kind of horrible. I'm sorry, y'all were not horrible. Their attitudes were terrible, bro. Terrible. Once again, I ain't putting out nobody's name. So if you put out your own name or feel so bold as to defend yourself, you may, but I'm not. But yeah, like I tried to Zoom call them, and I wasn't. You ever know like how you know like you're not really a part of something? And I was fine. I'm happy. Y'all didn't want me in y'all clique. No, but that's not the point. The point is, because of that, I had like a lack, because one of the people, I ain't gonna lie, that I was chasing after was one of the admins, until I saw them and I was like, not them, their personalities. And that was terrible. It was a time, y'all, but really it wasn't you. Like I say them, but it wasn't you as a person. Your physical appearance. Thank you, Lord. It was not you physically. I mean, because once again, stop. Y'all, I be about to crash and burn 5, 6, 7 times over. The point is, bro, the personality was not personality and like I wanted it. So I was very part to not be a part of that cool club, okay? So after that, me and this V, we link up. And so we end up being friends, and they tell me, Wallet tells me that they're around the role plays, but they're really on IMVU the most. That rings a bell in my head, because I'm like, IMVU, like that's my domain. I be in the VU too. And so we exchange contact information, right? And they end up adding me, okay? So when this person added me on IMVU, their avatar was a boy. So in my mind, I'm like, this can swing two ways. This is actually a girl, or this is a guy. And so with that knowledge, me and this person, like, yes, we started role playing on IMVU, but we were also in this life, like becoming from and this is why you really have to be careful when you know people, because y'all gonna see why I say that in a minute. So we are spending time together. We're always together. I'm going to, because on IMVU, you can do these different things, like invite people into private rooms. You can go shopping together. Like you can take them into chat rooms. Like you can make it really feel as real of a relationship in the confines of like a virtual community. And so I was always with this person shopping. in their chat rooms. They're in my chat room. I'm talking about we may have like 5 chat rooms open, and in every chat room we're with each other, you know. And if we have 5 chat rooms open, they may have 10 chat rooms open, but 5 out of those 10s I'm with them. That's a red flag, because only 5 out of them. But anywho, we were together. That's the point I'm trying to make. We were always together. And so at first it was great. It was this great like honeymoon phase. You know, we would go shopping and, you know, we would dress up our avatars. And I really liked the fact that they loved the fact that like I was black and that my avatar was black. You know, there was no more of this like, you have to lie about your skin color. Like, I don't want you because you look like that and you're lying that you are that. I want you because authentically you're this and you're saying that you're this. And it's just, it is nice. It is nice to be told like, I think you fine. And I love the fact that you're black with it. I mean, it depending on how you say it. Like, because if a person that comes up to you and they just like, you fine for a black girl, I'd be like, burn. Okay? But I'm saying it was never like that. This person, and yeah, we'll get to part. I said she, we was talking about, but this person, they made me feel like, girl, like, you are right. Like, I am. I'm dark. I'm tan. Like, you know, all that jazz. And so, in the midst of these conversations, yes, I come to find out that he is a she. So Wallet and I, we still become close. I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you a secret. I don't care that they think you're a guy. Now I do. Now I think it's very important that you know who it is that you were dealing with. But at the time, I didn't think it was important. I'm like, I don't care. I don't think that they care. Like, if this is fake, what's the point in it? Like, if you're not getting feelings involved, right? But we were getting feelings involved. And so over the course of it, we were role playing the whole friends with benefit dynamic, but no. Okay, and let me just say, like, to each his own. Every person has to live their life with what they feel like works for them. For me personally, I can't handle a friends with benefit situation on any level. Not role play, real life, fake life. Like, in role plays it crashed and burnt. In the real world, I would never even, no, I don't want that. And it's just because, once again, bro, for me, I'm very sensitive. I'm a very soft creature. You can literally give me a hug, and boy, if you hug me tight enough, you are my husband. So don't come over here playing that with me, okay? We are very affectionate, all right? And we are very ready to be wiped down. So I just don't do anything for emotions. I don't want you here. I don't want to play with you if you don't want to be here. Like, I want you to know what it is. Yes, I want a relationship. Yes, I want a person. Yes, I want all the extracurricular activities that come with it. But the way that I want it in the order of marriage. Like, I cannot just do that thing with a person and then go watch them be with somebody else. Because it's like, why don't you look like, I want you to just look at me like that, you know? Like, I want to be your person, to be your, I don't want people to know you like I know you, like you're my person, you know? Like, I want to do, point is, bro, I don't see how people can do that, because I'm just very affectionate, all right? And to me, if me and you are hanging out like that and we spending time and we stand together and you're connecting with the insides of me, bro, and you talk about you gonna go have a friend on the side, bitch. So anywho's, we were trying to do this, and even then I was like, I don't like this, because I would see them, you know, their avatars would pose with too many people or quote too many things, and I'm like, I just don't like this. Like, I'm not comfortable with this. Like, you are hurting my feelings. And so me and them kind of went around the mountain about it a couple of times, because they wanted a friends with, like, you know, friends with benefit situation. I didn't. So we were very kind of off and on. And then I will admit, the first time I walked away from IMVU and them, I was like, goodbye. I'm done with you. Like, you're a horrible person. Personality wise. Do not call people horrible people, because we are not horrible people. We just have moments where we can make bad choices, bro. Okay? And so I went back, y'all, and I went back in the most deceptive way. I asked my aunt a question about, like, relationships. And the answer she gave me, it would make sense if it was an actual guy and it was an actual relationship. But this was a girl who I didn't really know, who was playing on my feelings, but still, because I wanted to feel something real, I went back into this fake world with her. Y'all doing the most, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. I mean, I'm talking about doing the most to appease Wallet. And so here we come back around this mountain because now I'm dealing with a person where wallet is very smooth, like butter, like a criminal undercover. I'm sorry, I told y'all that's what it is. But anyways, it's like to the beat. Baby, hey, don't be looking at me. Go do and look your worksheet. Hey, I'm about to get back on my story. Let it go. Anyways, y'all. Point is, okay, this is gonna be embarrassing, but I'm gonna leave it in. So she was very smooth, okay? And this person, this avatar that she was controlling, this is the one in the anime. Basically, her avatar is like Itachi with piercings, and tattoos, okay? The very much emo, in your face, mysterious, give it to me on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. while it's raining type of character. That's what it was, okay? And so, yeah, obviously, if this person can conjure up something out of my dreams that looks like my favorite anime character, and I was having real legit feelings attached to this, you can see how I was down bad, okay? And yeah, I was literally that one girl like, nah, that's my man. This fake avatar, that's your man. That's your man. And I was like, yep, that's me. That's all mine, okay? And half the time she was like, nah, this ain't hers. This is for the community, okay? But so... So we had this relationship established, right? And y'all, even the craziest part is when we were first trying to do the whole friends with benefit thing, they would always get mad if my character ever even got an ounce of attention. So like I say, I didn't always think I was the best like with style, but once I made my way back around that mountain, I did think like, okay, I know how to dress up my character. Like I know what's cute. But the thing was, first of all, with this person, they always made me feel like my outfits were too revealing, too sexual. It's fake, bro. But in the confines of it being real, right? And like a real way to represent yourself. All of my outfits, there was always something wrong with it. Too much skin being revealed, okay? Why you got that tattoo on that left thigh? Why you let that right boob be showing a little bit too much? Like, there was always, why your left hair string longer than the right hair string? And why your bun 2 inches too low? Like, there was always just something wrong with my aesthetics. If I went out looking a certain way, I was looking for attention. I wanted my avatar to get attention, like, you know, but their avatar was always getting attention. And because their avatar was a boy, they could always walk around with the shirt off or sitting and taking photos. I mean, I'm like, you want them to see them fake washboard abs that ain't real anyway, but whatever. Whatever, bro. And so it became this thing of like competition. Like this person that I had became a friend with, now we're competing, but we're trying to call each other lovers. And I didn't even know we were competing half the time. But if we went to the shop together and we tried on something, or I dressed my avatar up a certain way, or say I'm the type of person, once again, I'm very sensitive. I will match you down. You want to wear pink together? Let's wear red together. Like I like doing things like that. And so I was trying to do that with her because we're a couple, are we not? Like I'm trying to couple with you. Baby, she was not having any of that. Do you hear me? She was like, you're taking my style from me. You're stealing everything from me. And then y'all, so on IMVU, you can use like your real actual money to buy credits. That's horrible too. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm gonna walk my way back around that mountain. Spiritually, I'm coming for you. But yeah, you can spend money. I bought us a marriage badge. How many? I bought us a marriage badge when this person kept divorcing me as a girlfriend, bro. Okay? Kept cheating, a bunch of lies. Like, and even if I bought things, she'd be like, you're just spoiled. You're just a spoiled American, because she was not from America. So she was like, you're just a spoiled American who gets whatever they want. And you just don't know the conversion. So that's why you're like this, because you're so spoiled. If I did anything wrong or we had disagreements, you're a brat. You're a spoiled brat who's just used to getting everything she wanted. How do people not talk to you like this? How do people let you get away with this? People don't hate you in real life because you acting like this, because you're spoiled. And I remember, y'all, one time I had a conversation with her about God, because she told me, she was atheist, and I was like, but I don't even need to be talking to you. That don't treat people like that. Do not, because it'll be on you. It'll be just your luck. If that day on judgment, that atheist you condemning over there go across the pearly gates, and you sitting there like, woe is me, Lord, so don't condemn them. But I felt flabbergasted with her, because I'm like, all these red flags are red. Like, I'm walking down that path. I'm letting you seduce me down that path. You're okay, because we were talking about very dark things. And that's why at that point I was like, we shouldn't even be talking, because she was thinking about having a sex change, becoming a he. She was thinking about y'all, I can't even remember where I was at. But I think I was saying like, yeah, she used to always make me believe that like I was the problem. And no matter when I tried to do styles or match them, it was never like, you did a great job matching me, or oh, you look really cute, baby. It was always like, you took my style and now I don't even want to do it anymore. Like, you go ahead and do it, like you've ruined it. Or they would proceed to do things like in private or like without me, and then show me. And I just felt like it no longer was like, you're doing this with me. You're trying to compete, like you're trying to show off. And just for me, it was never like that. Like, I was trying to impress them. I just wanted to be there with them to have their time and their energy, you know, and it was not reciprocated. And y'all, I'm talking about like, I would literally wake up and spend all day with this person. If I went to work on my phone, I would log in on my IMVU app. Like, I would tell them like, okay, I'm about to drive, but I'm in the chat with you. Like, I would keep my phone on or my laptop on while I showered, just so that they were around with me. Like 24/7, I was connected to this person. And even though I kept trying so hard to be there for them and appease them, what happened? They had all these people following them. All these people following them. I'm talking about over thousands, y'all. They had over thousands following them, commenting on their stuff, liking their pictures and everything. And, you know, I'm this little lonely soul over here with like 100 followers, and ain't nobody liking my stuff. Ain't nobody talking to me. When I say liking, I mean on IMVU, as they got more like chat savvy and into the age, they had a feed option like Instagram, where you can post on your feed and like say things and, you know, add captions and quotes. And so I never really got like a lot of feedback or a lot of love. Like, people never really hyped up my character, even though I used to try to trend her out and like explore her and stuff. But if I went in chat rooms, like, everybody would always be like, girl, who is this little number? Like, you were doing it, you know? And so I remember, y'all, one time for New Year's, bro, 2 instances. One day I had cut my hair back in 2020 because I wanted a fresh start with life and everything. And I told this person that. They knew about Midnight Magic. They knew that because Midnight Magic was a real legit friend who lived down the road from me, and I needed them to understand, even though, because they were possessive, that type. So I wanted them to understand, even though I'm with this person in this chat room, because I always kept my locations on. You can find out where people are at by their locations on IMVU, and I just never really cared. I mean, because I feel like I'm gonna go where I want to go. I don't have to lie to you about where I'm at. If I'm there, I'm there, bro. And so, yeah, my laptop ended up going dead that day, and they assumed because my laptop went dead that I left them and was cheating on them in a chat room with somebody else. And I was like, if I wanted to cheat on you, why would it not make more sense to just drive to this person's house? I can literally walk to him, and you think I'm gonna cheat with you on the laptop, bro? But anyways, despite that, I still chased them, and I was still like, no, like, I want you around. And so the second instance, the first time I cut my hair, and they were like, they flipped out on me, bro, because I was in the chat room with them. And the second time that it just was like, you're lying to me. We were together for New Year's Eve one year, and we were going to like these cute little New Year's Eve ball, because once again, I always thought about like being with my man when the ball dropped, you know, doing cute little romantic nice things, being at the parties, all that jazz, bro. So I did it with the fake version of what I wanted. I did it with her. And so while this is going on and me trying to appease them, her guy avatar and female avatar, or a female persona, her female persons. I'm trying to spend time with my family. I'm actually trying to go out, spend time with them and celebrate, you know what I'm saying? And she is not getting that. And so what ends up happening is I walk away literally for like 5 minutes. And when I come back, she's complaining. She's mad. She's upset. She's ready to go to bed. I'm like, what happened? Come to find out, y'all, unbeknownst to me, I took a photo, bro, of my avatar. And somebody had came in that room and they trended me. And y'all, I wish I would have screenshotted it. I didn't, because like for me, I never wanted that. You know, like, yeah, I wanted to be, because it's called like IMVU world, like I am Voofy, you know, like when you trend, like you pop up, people see you, they follow you, like, you know, you made it. And I don't know, y'all, like when she told me that my character made it, I was just kind of like, for real? I couldn't believe it, because like I say, it wasn't nothing that I just seriously wanted. Like that person I was with, they hands down wanted it. I'm talking about every single day used to go and strive so hard to take the perfect photo to be recognized on IMVU. Sometimes I would, but sometimes I'm like, you gonna get what you get. Like I thought that this is a cute enough photo. I ain't going in there today. Like I ain't doing it, bro. And so yeah, so like it was a thing for me, but I guess it wasn't a thing for me, you know? Like, yeah, I wanted people to follow me and like my designs, but I think I started caring about that more when I started being with this person. Because I did not care about that. I'm like, okay, if you don't look like. But then it kind of became to a point where I was so over concerned with the fact that like people were not viewing my stuff or interacting with my stuff. Look, y'all gonna be like, what's the moral of the story, bro? Because I didn't even go back and look beforehand, editing wise, where I stopped at. I'm at work, okay? So I just be popping back up in this thing when I have a moment to pop back up in it. So you're gonna have to take it as what it is, friends. But back to the lover. She was very toxic on me, okay? And so like I say, I ended up getting IMVU noticed, right, on the feed or whatever. And she just went off on me. She was like, oh, you didn't want this, but they gave it to you and you weren't even here, but I've been working so hard for it. Like, she was so upset about the fact. And I think what really bothered her was the fact that, like, we were both in this room and we were both taking pictures. So why did you get chosen for your lack of effort when I'm putting all of my effort in and I don't get chosen? Now, on that hand, I can understand like her bitterness and her disdain, because that is kind of like a complaint always, even to the Lord. You know, don't act like you don't get a Lord them complaints. Like, Lord, I'm being a great starry student, Lord. I done checked all these boxes off, but you got this D student over here that's bombing it, asleep in the class, and you talk about you got gold stars for them? We can be like that at times. So I understand it, but I was trying to get her to see, like, even the picture that trended out was of you and I. Like, I still made my whole feed about us, you know? Yeah, I had a couple of pictures about my avatar, but I'm that type of person. If I'm hyping you up and us up, like, the world will know it's a us thing, baby. We locked in. And so, yeah, y'all, like, she was just not having the fact that, like, I trended out. And so I guess, like, even though for me it was a victory, it never really felt quite like a victory, because I always felt like I took that from her. And I didn't want it. Like, that's the part that always kind of, like, stressed me out. I never wanted that, you know? And so after that, a couple of people were still liking my stuff, you know, on and off. And so, y'all, let me tell you about this one instance. So they have friends, we all have friends, but they used to hang out with their friends a lot, you know, on IMVU. There was a guy in this chat room who I think that was a guy, and like, I can't prove it. I don't know, because I never seen them personally, but it was the way they spoke. It was their demeanor. It was me lurking on their personal IG unbeknownst to them. So if you see this, sorry. But they were a guy. But so this was a friend of Wallet's avatar, right? And so, you know, on IMVU, you can sit in different places, like on different furniture. Some of them is love couple poses and other things like that. And so I was sitting in a position where like my avatar can be held normally by Wallet's avatar, because that's all we do. Wallet moved because she was mad about whatever she was mad about me for that day, bro. So this avatar jumps and holds my avatar. Suddenly I'm in trouble. Suddenly I'm getting told how I'm a bad person and why didn't you move? And like, why would you let them hold you? And why would you let them be under you? And are you not supposed to be for me? It was like there was this always consistency of, you need to show your affections for me, but you need to be okay with the bare scraps I'm giving you. Even, bro, we tried to have a child and bring a child in this mix like it was going to make something better. Because I'm like, okay, if I have a baby, somebody to match with, spend time with all day, every day, I can do this. No, I'm telling you, you see, even in a fake world setting, it crashed and burned. This perfect family that I was trying to build, it was a lie. And even within that lie, I was still lonely. I was miserable. I hated going in chats, especially with them, because I felt like you want to show off this facade that we're happy and that we're in love. But sometimes we are literally whispering in the VIP feature mode, arguing with each other, or they are sitting somewhere else with somebody else telling me in another chat, it don't mean nothing. I shouldn't be concerned. And y'all, let me tell you, I remember one time I was telling my best friend about this, because I used to tell her about everything, and she was always like, no, like I'm telling you, when you have a best friend, bro, value them. Because my best friend, she was like, no, there was never any no. If there was ever even no, like she was never for it on a great day. And that's because she could see from the outside looking in like what I was enduring. But because she loved me, like she would gently be like, hey, they're horrible, but she never forced that on me like, you're dumb, like you're talking to. She was always gentle and reassuring, but just like, yeah, no, they're horrible. And so their actions are horrible. And so I was telling her how I read this one post, y'all, where this person, Wallet, tells somebody like, I'm the snake playing in your garden. And I'm just like, I can't even. So yeah, y'all, it was, even with my avatars, she was never enough. Like I still had a lover who, like, she was not enough. I literally dressed myself and my avatar to be this perfect fake version for them, and it was not enough. I got told constantly, Wally would always tell me like, you're so cute, why are you trying to be sexy? But go and tell the same girls, you sexy, you so fine. Like the compliments they didn't want to give to me and my avatar, they would give to other people. Now why this like broke me as a person is because, like I told them, I am not able to differentiate feelings as just being role play or real world, because I'm spending time with you every single day. And not only that, I call you by name. I know your name outside of this world. Like it is not just us building this fake world together. You're in my real world. Like you are who I have met. I centered myself around you, and y'all, like, I confess before the Lord, yes, I made her an idol. I did. I wanted to be loved so bad, and I was willing to accept whatever it was that she gave me. And the worst part about it was the only reason I even allowed that to be a thing was because when I logged on, all I ever saw was a guy avatar. And so because I knew she was a woman, okay, but you still have this guy avatar. And then for whatever reason, my mind, that sin is creeping in. And so suddenly what's wrong is right. It's not harmful that she really a girl. This ain't sinning. It's just role play. Y'all ain't really. But I was having real reactions and feelings. And let's talk about the fact that I was also a smut writer at this time. So like, I know what it is to give you some thoughts and ideas that you didn't even know you could think about. And that's scary. Like it's scary to think like, you can do some wicked things with your hands if you are not careful. Like what you put your energy into, it is, you can get caught up real quick, bro. Real quick. And so I knew, you know, the abilities I had. And I knew people, like even on IMVU, you know, I knew people like wanted to be with me, but I wanted to be with this person. Like I was so wrapped up in them. And y'all, sometimes I can't say that. Some people would tell me like, girl, I like your personality. You know, I literally, y'all, this day is the funniest day known to me, bro. I have never had so many people literally be interested in talking to me while I'm trying to do a recording. This must gonna be so special. All right, y'all. So back again for another part of the story. But so y'all, I don't even know where I was at about the IMVU feed. Like, yeah, okay. So she was getting mad about this one person, like, you know, sitting with me and everything like that, just going off on me about everything. And so, yes, thank you, Daddy, where I was at. The reason why I felt like we should dip the conversation in the bud is because this was a person I was talking to, and I try not to tell people's business, but once again, don't nobody know your name, okay? So, and like, yes, this is something heavy. So please, I don't want anybody like thinking I'm just blowing this off, but I'm just saying, I've tried to hide parts of this story because I don't ever want to like damage somebody's reputation or talk bad on somebody or make people like dislike somebody. That's not my intentions here. It is just to tell the story, but I have to tell this part as well. She was considering changing over because for her, this is her story. Like I said, I don't want to go into baby girl's details, but she just felt like at the time, because I don't know how she feels now, she felt like she did not belong in her body. I was not a wise enough Christian to be like, this is not true. And what I mean is like, I didn't know how to be like, girl, that's just dumb. Like, you're in the body you're supposed to be in. Because let's be honest, as a Christian, you could be very judgmental at times and think that like 2 + 2 is 4, but it's not like that, okay? People got emotions tied to this stuff. People got trauma tied to this stuff. Like, people are hurting out here. And when you're hurting, bro, when you're going through things, you do stuff to appease that hurt and to not feel it, you know? And so if you're living an unhappy life and like you're parading this guy avatar around and people is giving you the validation you want, I can hands down see how in real life you're like, I need to become a God. But that's no, you don't, because this is faking a lie. And if you go and change yourself into a lie, you don't find happiness because it was founded on a lie. And so with that being said, if you are a person who is considering transitioning, you do what you want with your own life. But hear me when I say it is not right, okay? It is not normal. And I don't say this to be mean to you. I don't say this to tear you down or to hurt your feelings. I say it's not normal because God didn't create you to be confused about who you are. Your gender, the way you were born in this world, like God intended you to be born like that. And y'all, generational warfare is a thing because we do not wrestle against people. It's a spiritual battle. We wrestle against rulers in high places and the powers of this world, like the principalities. Those are who we are fighting. And so I get it. Sometimes you don't feel like you belong in this body. Sometimes you think you would be prettier if you were on the other side of things. But really consider, are you going to be happy? You really think you're going to be happy lying like you are that sex when you know you're not? Like, you cannot change your sex once you have a sex. Like, they lie and say you can, but you cannot. If you were born a woman, you are a woman. If you were born a man, you are a man. And that's how God intended to make you. And it just makes me frustrated because I feel like a lot of people now is getting like, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be whatever you want to be, but stop lying to people. You're hurting. That's why you want to change. That's why you want to change your identity. That's why you want this new look, because you're hurting and you don't think the person that you are is worthy. And that's a lie. You are beautiful in and out. Everything about you, everything the Lord created within you, He knew you would come out to be a beautiful woman or a handsome man. He ordered your steps before you even breathe alive, okay? So I'm gonna put that there because, like I said, I hate touching stuff, bro. I'm like, I don't want to be too confrontational, Lord, but I want to speak His truth. And his truth is simple. Like, I don't like offending people because I don't want them to be mad at me, Lord. But I don't want the Lord to be mad at me. We done went around this mountain. I will not suffer through this life to get to heaven and he be like, who are you? No! I'm you! You are in me, Lord. We are one. I'ma feel like freaking Simba. We are one, secondly, hey, we are one. Nope, don't leave me behind, Lord. So with that being said, for real, just please consider it, okay? And if you're a person who is transitioning or have transitioned, I'm not hating on you. I'm not bashing you. It is your life to live, and you do what you think is best for regardless of whatever reason you thought it was best. But I just want you to know, God made us, and he said everything was good. He is not a type of person who would throw a boy in a woman's womb and then when they come out be like, I think I made a mistake. You're going to be a girl. No, you were supposed to be a boy, okay? Just remember, like, you don't have to change. You don't have to change yourself. Unless it's for the better, and you need to be changed for the better on the inside. But I mean, like, you don't have to modify your body to be accepted or to be loved. Now, if you're doing it because you're like, I just feel like I gotta do, your feelings can lead you in a lot of places. But if that's the approach you want to take, and you're like, I just feel like, then I hope that in time you would just truly come to understand like the consequences of your actions, because your actions do have consequences. And so for me, as a person who was on the receiving end of this, it was like, okay, when she told me that, I'm like, I really need to consider what it is we are doing here, because we were talking about meeting each other and like being a thing, having a family. Listen to me now. This Christian right here was talking about having a real relationship with a girl who was confused because I can't get my words out. She was sure that she wanted to be a guy. And I was okay with that. Listen to me. She wanted the parts and everything. And I was like, well, if you can get them parts, then this would be great for everyone. If we can have children. What was I thinking? If I could have a child with what? What was I going to have a child with? That lady can't give me kids. See what I mean? Delusion. That lady can't give me kids. Just like if you're a guy talking about I can have kids. No, it's not going to be a real kid like you think, because kids come from women, bro, okay? They come from us. That's why we have uteruses and these horrible periods, bro, that we can't escape from. Remember that, okay? Park it. That's why you are a blood sister for life if you got to bleed this blood. But no, for real. That is part of being a woman, you know, giving birth to children. Like, that's the beauty of being a woman. You can do something with your body that a man can't do. I can give you a child, but I need him to work with me. And so with that being said, I think that conversation for me was kind of like a red flag. I felt like, I felt like that was a situation where I was willingly sinning. The Lord saw that conversation. He saw me have that conversation and entertain these thoughts. And y'all, I knew it was wrong. I knew it was never going to happen. I knew my mama wasn't going to let that happen. I knew I couldn't never get married to this person. I knew the whole time, but y'all, I lied because I wanted to be loved and I wanted to be with them and I wanted to believe like that this was for me, and it was not. And even at one point I was like, I'm just wasting time. But even wasting time with somebody like that, why? Because I'm just as guilty. Because regardless of anything I want to say, I was still giving my affections to somebody. I was still leading them on. I was still tangled up in this emotional tango with somebody I should have never been invested in as more than a friend. I can admit that. I had a part to play too. And so realizing all of these things, it just kind of started making me really have to evaluate what it was I wanted. Why I was with this girl, like why I was taking this, you know. And so you know the story. I went to Korea, I came back, and I really like just started having, and even before I went to Korea, like I was kind of done with IMVU. Y'all, I kept like deleting my account and restoring it. But y'all, I'm talking about, I spent hundreds of dollars on IMVU. Hundreds of dollars on IMVU. for clothes and rooms and accessories and things that I didn't even need. Like, I gave up time that I could have been doing 50 other things with. Like, y'all, who knows how far in life I could be right now if I wouldn't have wasted my time on that person. And I just say that in the hopes that, you know, like, even when you give your time to people, you can waste your time on them. You can, okay? I'm sorry. Some people just don't need your time and energy, and that's just the way it stays, bro, all right? And so I just feel like I gave her a lot of time, a lot of energy that I should have never gave. And I gave money, and like, even with the money thing, it was my fault. Because it wasn't like she ever asked me, but it was heavily implied. I'm just saying. But still, she didn't put no gun to my head. It wasn't forced. But I'm the type of person, I like to spoil you. If I got it, you got it. So I guess I was the man in the relationship because I paid a lot. No, okay, serious note, Father. Serious note. On a serious note, I spoiled them. And I'm not saying that it wasn't reciprocated, okay? But what I did, I was always trying to spoil them, trying to show them that I'm here, that I care, that I'm with you, right? And so, yeah, I didn't realize how bad it was becoming with the comparison. If my avatar didn't look as small as this avatar, if my avatar didn't have hips like this, or if my avatar didn't have likes like this, and if my avatar's boyfriend didn't do this, and if my avatar, I was so consumed with this fake version of me that I didn't even realize this translated out to this real version of me, where I was constantly competing and striving for attention and striving for perfection. I'm trying to please my lover. I'm trying to get attention, not only for me but for her, so she'll think I'm the it girl, so she'll want to be around me more, so she'll see that my avatar is worthy and that other people love me and that I'm just as cool as you. I wanted all that for what? Because who was gonna write my check? Who was gonna live my life for me? What would have being famous on IMVU really did for me? What would it have did for my life? How would it have benefited my real life? That's what I'm saying, bro. So sometimes you just can't give your energy into just certain things, you know. And I wanted to talk about this story because even with Magic Mike, Magic Moonlight, Magic Midnight, Moonlight Magic, Moonlight Midnight, Eminem. With this person that was my favorite person, you know, I always tell y'all the testimony or try to jump back to it when I can. You know, I lost weight, okay? I was 316 pounds. I am like 100 pounds smaller. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Girl, yes. But like, I was so much bigger than this, you know? And so, Wallet and Midnight, they were seeing me at this stage. And so, you know, I walked away from Wallet, I walked away from Midnight, but we stayed friends. Like, we actually stayed friends. But me and Wallet, I shut that down completely. I'm like, we don't need to give each other no more time. Like, I've wasted time. And so, Midnight Magic makes his way around the mountain first, okay? He comes back. I posted a picture, y'all, on social media flexing. Because, yeah, I had on my workout clothes. You know what I'm saying? You can see a little skin and you can see the body. Because it's bodying, bro. But so he sends me this message and he's like, oh, so that's what we out here doing now. And I'm like, he goes a little further and he goes on to say, basically, y'all, by the time we end up making our way around the mountain of coming back to the whole, you catfished me, you never accepted me, like you had a part to play in this. His response was like, bro, you tripping. We can just be friends. All I ever tried to do was be a friend of you after all of that. I said, okay, cool. We ain't got to talk about nothing else. Literally a week later, he asked me out, bro. Here, this happened like, I'm going to say 3 months ago. I'm going to give him about 3 or 4 months ago. Here currently, a week ago, my ex has come and messaged me about my TikTok. Now, this is why this is like, so everything I do on my TikTok and my Instagram, the way that I type, the looks that I show off and everything, that is a form of what my avatar would do on IMVU. So work with me here. I entered into this fake life, this fake covenant agreement that I would have a husband, a child, a skinny body in a beautiful world where people just adored me while on screen. But off the screen, look at me. I was 316 pounds. I was beautiful. Don't ever play me. Don't play yourself, kid. Don't talk to yourself like that. But I was beautiful, okay? Forget, I look better now. But we was never lacking on a Tuesday, okay? My thing is though, I was not that person on that game. Even though she had my name, she wasn't me. It was a facade. It was a lie. Now, some parts of her, yes. Those were the parts of me that was real, which is why I kept trying to tell this person, like, I have real feelings for you. And y'all, we even got into an argument one time because she is telling me, these are not my real feelings. I'm just role playing. So all the stuff you think I feel about you, it's not you. It's your character because this is role play. When I tried to run the business like that, suddenly, no. This is a us thing. Like, you know I want to be with you. This is us. At the end of it, I'm like, so did I just play myself? Like, was I the one so I know I fell in love with something fake. It was fake. It was fraudy. It was horrible. Okay. I do think our friendship was real. I feel like it started off real. I feel like that, but you don't ever really know. But I feel like it started off real and genuine. I just kind of feel like somewhere along those lines, bro, I crossed the boundary. We crossed boundaries that we shouldn't have. And I say I because I can't. She probably wanted to cross that boundary. I knew better than to cross that boundary, okay? She was my first girlfriend. I had no reason, like, going down that road, even considering it, okay? Allowing her to, like, tempt my mind. And not even her, the enemy, because the enemy was working through her, and I fell for it, okay? I was caught up real quick, like Usher say. I was real caught up, and we are ashamed of it, okay? And so, especially because, like, you can do adult-like things. And if you know much about the adult entertainment industry, you can see how some of those scenes look like some of those scenes. And so I think that kind of messed my already twisted mind up more, because it's like the things that I'm watching, I can replicate this with my hands on this app. And it's, like I said, it's just, y'all, this is what I want to say about IMVU. And this is what I just feel about virtual worlds in general. It is dangerous, okay? It is dangerous if you don't know what you are doing. Some people can go in there and literally just want to design clothes, bro. They can literally have the best intentions in life. So I'm not going to be able to be like, oh, it's evil, it's the devil. I will say, virtual reality, the root of it, yeah, is evil. I mean, because you know, if you know about like AI and just spirits and stuff, you know, but to not be that deep leveled with some of the people in the chat, let me just put it like this. I feel like anything you try to take to replace God, it is dangerous. Anything you run to try to cope with and you make that your God, that's a dangerous lifestyle to live. And that's what I did with IMVU. But the problem is IMVU is not the only world like that. It is a lot of virtual worlds out here that want you to spend your money to dress up your avatars and live this fake life. No, it is not, because it's like The Sims. You want to sim, you want to go and party, and I think the danger comes in when you start competing. When you get so caught up and consumed in this world with other people that you don't remember, this is fake. You do not know who is on the other side of that screen, bro. You don't. You could be talking to a whole mass murderer. And I'm sorry, but that's true. You do not know who you're talking to. Even me. We were always voice calling, but I never saw her face. Chat, did you know that? I never saw her face. I saw a few photos, and I got some information about family members that turned out to be true, but I didn't even know that. I didn't even know how to verify that, bro. I don't know. I just know what she told me. And so that's what I'm saying. I fell in love with the idea of somebody who I didn't even know. And they didn't love me back. All I got was abuse. Okay? Mental abuse, emotional abuse. And so to tell you just this warning story, and then I'll be done, because I know I ramble, I get emotional. We be all over the place. One night, I think it was the last worst situation we had. This just did it for me. They went to a chat room they're the type of person, once again, they had cheated on me before, okay? A lot of times. And I took them back. And I ain't gonna be, one time I was talking to somebody while I was talking to them. It was a messy situation. It was a messy clapback move. It was all crashed and burned at the end. I was like, this wasn't even worth it. I should have stayed out of the chat. But that was a fun, I forgot I did create a little bit of drama in the chat. But so outside of that, yeah, y'all, okay. So she went into this chat room with somebody, and I saw basically the interactions between them on the little feed features on IMVU. And even Wallet had posted their own photos, and they kind of like, to me, because I knew how Wallet was, they're the type of person, they'll just say like, me and you are friends with benefits, but at the same time have a whole girlfriend on the side, that type. And so when I saw this post, I'm asking them like about what's going on, because I'm talking about, they were really wilding behind this. It was, the photo set was very like sexual in the world of like, not anime, but like virtual world or whatever you would say. Like, it was something a lover shouldn't be doing. A married character of any sort, a sim would get divorced for this reaction. It was bad. And y'all, we talked about it, but when I went to bed, because I had kept trying to message them and text them, and they're the type of person like, I would try to ask for reassurance through text message and even send messages after the fact to make sure we're good. Ignored me, didn't answer me back, but knew that I could still see that they were active in chats with other people. That's what type of lover I had online. And so this night, I had prayed to the Lord and I said, Father, let this person walk away from me, because if not, I'm not going to have the strength to do this. Like, they're breaking my heart. I'm crying. And y'all, I'm talking about, I went to bed. I was bawling my eyes out. I was so devastated by what happened. And I can't explain it, but it just felt like betrayal. And it felt like so much more than just a betrayal. Like, not only did you break my heart with this person, you embarrassed me in front of people. You're ignoring me. So the reassurances that I need, you're not giving. And on top of this is a person who knew I already needed reassurance. This is a person who knew I came from broken and faulty logics about relationships and love. And instead of them being somebody who was going to nurture me and help me, they left me with more scars, more confusion, more anger, more mistrust within myself, because I trusted their words more than my intuitions and more than I knew what was right. I allowed them to lie to me on this basic idea of love, and it wasn't even love. You didn't even love me as a friend. Like, you didn't even give me the best of you as a friend, because if you was my friend, you would have never thought it was okay to do me like that. Not ever, bro. Not in this life, not in the next. Like, you cannot call me a friend, and you will not call me a friend, and you did me like that. Like, you were never my friend, because friends don't do that, okay? And so this is to that person. All right, you're not my friend. I wish we could have been friends. I wish we could have been the best of friends. I wanted to be your best friend, and I wanted to love you, but I loved you in ways that were not healthy. And I know you're watching, so that's why I want to, put this in the video too. I shouldn't have loved you like that. And so for that, I am sorry. I'm sorry that I ever even started this path. And we talked about it before, but I just want to say publicly, I'm sorry, because I did go down that path, and that was I should have just been more responsible. I didn't really weigh out what I was doing. I was trying to love somebody. I was trying to heal somebody who didn't want to be saved. I thought I could heal her better. I thought I could love her better. I thought if I gave you every last piece of me, it would just make your life so much better, and it didn't. And now look at us, like, we don't even speak. I don't want to speak to you. I don't. I love you, and I hope the Lord blesses you, and like I hope you're well in life. But I'm just trying to teach somebody, don't let them come back. Like, you did what you did, I did what I did, and we allowed it to happen. But that's where it'll end, you know. And so after that night, I just felt too devastated to even, I just didn't trust her no more. I lost trust. I lost love. I felt like I couldn't be the only one here crying, especially like when you make it seem like you don't give no craps about me. And she used to always tell me, people always come back to me, and people always like to, you know, come back around me and ask for a second and 5 and 10 times. And I really believed that until I stepped away from, and it wasn't that people like that, they make you feel like you need them, right? Like your life is just gonna fall apart if you don't have them. And I was one of those people. I was like, Lord, what do I fill my days with? I get up and get on my laptop or on my phone every day and make you my center of attention. And it was hard. Walking away from IMVU, walking away from that relationship, y'all, was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life, because I did not know that that was an idol. I did not see her or IMVU as an idol. I had two. They was working together. And technically, I have multiple idols on that altar, okay? We can chat, okay? Because IMVU, role playing, wallet, like the list goes on and on, bro. It was an unhealthy life. The movies, we know that, like, the writing, like, of the X-rated, can you see, like, how all these domino effects, like, sin will literally keep leading you into sin, you know? And who would have ever knew that all of this started as something so innocent when I was a kid at IMVU? Then I got into K-pop. Then I got into writing smut. Then I got into role play, which led me back to IMVU and to writing smut that I walked away from, and into toxic relationships, into this. And so I feel like this is a much better version of me. Wouldn't you agree? And so, like I say, y'all, as I bring it to a close, I wanted to talk about some of the things that I've been through and just been candid about it, because I feel like a lot of times people are not honest. They are not honest with their emotions for whatever reason, or they're not honest about the stuff they did or went through. And this page means so much to me, but I don't ever want a person to ever watch a video and just think you are another person. You are important to me, or I wouldn't get up here and say nothing. And not even you. You are important, and because the Lord loves you. And I only say that because, first of all, if it wasn't for the Lord, I wouldn't do this at all. You keep this, forget about it, whatever. I tried to do this, it crashed and burned. I was like, that's fine. But we were back here. And so I know this is what the Lord wants me to do, and I do truly believe it's for somebody. And so, like I say, I'm not here, man, to beat you down or to make you feel small or to make you feel bad about yourself. Every person that's breathing, your life can still be saved. Like, it's never too late. You are never condemned to hell until you stop breathing your breath. It is not the Lord's desire that any should perish, but that all should be saved. And so be reassured, like, the Lord, he loves you, but there is an order, and you have to do things in the right order. I'm still waiting for my real man, and that's okay, because I have a real man. I got the Lord. I have the best man. But see, I was so caught up in sin and what the world and what that fake world was telling me that I needed, and then the real society world, you need a man. You need somebody that's with you. You know, no, you don't. You need the Lord. That is the only thing you need, is the Lord. All of this other stuff, like, yeah, you need houses. But first of all, even before all of that, you just need the Lord. That is your foundation, okay? He really is, and he is your best friend. And so, like I said, y'all, it was hard at first walking away from her. I cried so much. I would tell my best friend, like, y'all, sometimes I would want to just go and see what they was doing. I used to stalk their pages on Instagram, on IMVU. Like, I used to do all that crazy crap. For what, bro? You know, like, and then too, I think part of the reason I held on to them so long is because I would see that they would still, like, have me up, and I would feel like, oh, they still have me on their page. No, it was a lie. It was all a lie. Don't get caught up in those fake notions of love. They are lies, bro. And so that's just what I want to say. It was fake, y'all. It was fake. So just be careful when you go into these worlds. expecting your life to change or expecting to escape your life. Like, you were given this life to live, to actually live it. This is your life. And so don't, if you can avoid making mistakes like me, don't go down that path. Learn how to differentiate. And like my mama told me this weekend, and I'm gonna drop this nugget for somebody. When a person tells you what they want from you and they tell you who they are, believe it. Believe it to a T. You're not gonna change that, and they're not gonna change their stance. And if they do, they will communicate that to you. But if they are laying down the law, what they want from you, it's what they want from you. She never wanted anything serious from me. I was the one who wanted something serious. And so to keep me, she lied about what she was willing to do. Because in the end, we were still friends with benefits. I just didn't get the notion that we were still out here emotionally committed to everybody on and off the chat. So, my bad. Because I thought it was a us thing. But y'all, for real, I'm glad it happened. Listen to me when I say, mommy, you too. I bless the Lord this happened to me. I know, it's like, bless the Lord that this happened to me. All of it. This going to Korea, this had to happen the way it did together. Because those worlds were connected. And if I would have never had that come crashing down on me, like if I would have never came to the conclusion this is wrong, and because this is wrong, that is wrong, and I know that's wrong because this is wrong, and I had to go back to the Lord and be like, look, I was wrong. I was wrong about everything. Life, love, me, you, I was wrong. But had I never been broken like that, and had I never so foolishly got caught up, I wouldn't be here looking at y'all. And so just, man, know it's well. Now I'm okay. You know, like I said, they messaged me and I was like, no. why are we here in the chat? And like I said, I feel like they're watching this or will watch this video. So yeah, I wanted to know what you was doing. Like, why you message me? You didn't care at the time. And so that's just how I feel, you know. I don't care anymore, you know. And I don't want to say that with meanness, but I just want you guys to see, like, to me, this is what from that situation, this is what healing looks like. I will say I've learned that some of my insecurities about love and like actual guys are there because just some situations be crashing and burning me for real. And I'm like, I'm afraid of everything. Like, I bombed this class. And so now trying to actually deal with legit real men, I'm like, I don't know what we doing, chat. So a woman can't teach you. A woman, let me put it like this. Don't think that dating a girl is the same thing as dating a guy. It is not, okay? It ain't the same at all, okay? So with that being said, women and men, they just think differently and have different emotions, all right? And I have had to learn that. Like, you really convinced that wasn't real. So now I have to learn everything the real way. But bless the Lord, even with learning everything in the real way, like, I got a man named Jesus, and he knows, like, the Lord is his father. They know how to be men. My men know how to be men. And so I have 3 men, because the Holy He a man too. So I got 3 men always guarding me and walking with me and watching over me. And like I say, me personally, I've had to come to the conclusion that, like, truly, if the Lord is over me, what can anybody do to me? This whole earth can burn up and I'm just gonna be like, it's burning, Lord, but he gonna be there. And if I love him like I say I do, and if I believe he loves me like he say he do, this world can burn to the ground. And it is me who has to believe, not a hair on my head will be harmed if he wills it. Because he didn't promise us to perish and to die at the end of this. He promised us life evermore, and that we would spend eternity with him, because he's coming back for his bride. And right now he's here with his bride. I am his bride. You are his bride too. We are the bride of the Lord. So forget all of that. Like, stop letting people play with you, bro. Stop letting people play with you like you're not that person. You don't need a fake world to validate your real existence. You matter in this real world. Like, your life matters, bro. And you can find so much better things to do with your time and energy. Trust me. So, I know this was a rambling one. This is probably like one of my long ramble testimonies. But I I wanted to be honest and walk you through it. Like I said, I know I've talked about bits and pieces and I've talked about this, but I don't feel like I've spent just time talking about IMVU. And like, even though I had negative things to say about this, y'all, I did have some fun times on there. I met some funny people, and like, some of the features of the chat are funny. You can do some of the funniest dance moves with people, have some of the funniest conversations. And yeah, like me, there is real people on there that you can make connections with. So I don't want to fearmonger you into not having fun, into not like exploring things. Just be careful, because in having fun, you can really be led astray. And like, principalities and spirits and stuff, and the world don't care about you. The world want to see you go down and burn with the rest of them too, because the rulers of the world, they know time is coming. And they know exactly where it's going to be at the end of it all. And we not trying to be there with them, okay? We not trying to be there at all. So don't listen. Do not listen as best as you can. And like I say, just have your fun, play your games, dress up your Sims, girl. Because I was stepping in IMVU afterwards, like. But I think for me, that life, I realized for me, it was so negative and toxic and harmful. And an idol, I had to let it go. I had to let it go because I put it over God, and because I wanted to appease the world of IMVU. And so, yeah, if you're not doing nothing wrong, don't worry about it. You good. You know, maybe y'all can share some good vibes in the chat about all the things IMVU have done for you if it's positive. Like I said, I just noticed it was affecting my life. I read a couple of different people's stories on Reddit, like the downside and the truth about like what IMVU did to them. And I'm like, so this is not just a me problem. Like, other people been done like this too. So just be careful, bro. I don't know what virtual world you're in. Maybe you're trying to form online relationships with people. And I'm not saying nothing against that. You can truly, you never know who you'll meet. But at the same time, you never know who you'll meet, okay? And as this world waxes more wickeder and more wickeder, I'm gonna make that a thing. More wickeder, more wicked. As the world waxes more just cold, man, you really gotta make sure, like, in trying to have feelings and love and attention and that quick hot moment of oof, is it really gonna be worth it as it's over with? Will it? If you say yeah to that, then like I say, if it's gonna be worth it to you, then you just live your life. But who would I be if I didn't come and tell my dandelions about the shenanigans I done been up to? So like roleplay, yeah, I was in that thing. I was in that thing, bro. I was up in there. Do you hear me? I'm a legend in these streets, bro. Like, I know I should be the way I've been moving, but yeah, I was there. I was role playing, and I was IMVU, and I was role playing on IMVU too. But I will say, like, it just feels nice now. And that's another thing too. You let the Lord fight your battles, bro, because you will make yourself around that mountain. Really quickly, just the last thing I was gonna say to get back to it. Everything I did with my avatar, I do it now in real life. You see how I'm dressed? I will literally put my avatar or something like this and then go sit in the chat and be like, I'm cute, ain't I? This is my style. That's what I'm saying. So my enemy is not her. It is that principality. You agreed with that though. And you tried to belittle me. And like, you embarrassed me in front of people. And now you have to see in front of these same people that I'm not a fake being. I'm just as real as my Father in heaven. And this is how we look. And this is how we dress. Girl, please, let me, girl, wait a minute. Cause girl, first of all, let me, I know I got a little bit of hat hair, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna shake it out and I'm gonna get it right, but who do you think you fooling? Who do you think you're fooling? All right, who do you think you're fooling? Y'all see this? Look at this chat. Like, please, all right? You know it. Don't lie to me. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, now, y'all, I get to live freely. And I get to be as pretty as I thought I always was. And I get to believe that about myself now. I get to make posts and hopefully trend out. But if I don't, that's okay. Because we still out here posting. We still out here modeling our clothes. We do covers when we want to do covers. I sing. I couldn't do that on IMVU. I sang now. I could model walk. I couldn't do that on IMVU. Not the real me, baby. These legs can putt like. I can do this. I couldn't do this on IMVU. My avatar couldn't host no podcast, but I can. I can do all these things that I sought for in this fake life. I can do them. And the only reason I can do them is because the Lord told me I could. That's why you get this video today. That's why y'all get this. Because the Lord told me I could. So yeah, I'm going to brag about it and I'm going to pop off because this was a situation and this was a part of my life where I once again thought that I could die from a broken heart and that I would never escape this situation. I never thought that I would be the one to walk away from her. And I never thought that I would make it up out of that unless she, made a fool out of me like everybody else and walked away and found her next lover. But bless the Lord, I was the one that got to be like, no, you're not going to play this one. How does it feel to know I got away? Hey, how does it feel to know you will never play with this again? Ooh, I got away. And you were back in my DMs. Yes, you was in my DMs. But you said you don't go back to them DMs. But I still saw you up in my DMs. Ain't it so great to see I'm with him? The one you said was fake and called me spoiled. Okay, to end it. Really, to end it, y'all. The last line. I don't know. She told me that the only reason I believed in the Lord was because I was fortunate and I was lucky. I was lucky and fortunate because if the Lord was real and if he was caring, why did we have homeless people? Why did we have people who were less fortunate than me on the streets while I was able to put money out there and pay for an outfit on IMVU? Well, I don't know. You're going to have to ask the Lord why that is happening. But he didn't do that. And so I will relay the message once again. The Lord don't do that. He don't do nothing like that. He ain't bred out of evil. He's pure and he's goodness. He's light and he's love. So I'm telling y'all, like, this one, a lot of my videos feel personal in the chat, but this one is personal for me. And you just gonna have to take this little attitude because, like, it is Shark Week. But I mean, I feel so much confidence in the Lord. Like, you don't get to talk down on him like that. You don't know what that man did for me. You call him fake, but I've seen him real. I've seen what he's done for me. I've seen how he's kept me. Like, you seen my life. You seen from my testimonies. So I'm just saying, the Lord is amazing. And the real thing is so much better than the fake thing. He is the realest. Ain't nobody realer than him. Can't nobody offer you nothing that the Lord don't already have. He made all of this. So what you mean you can get it without him? But I really hope that y'all can get some encouragement from this. And if the only thing you can take away from this is, baby, when you hit rock bottom, you can't go nowhere but up. Because some of us be putting ourselves in situations, it's like, people are out here really going through it. And this is what, but I know, like, I feel like even me, I was going through it too. Don't compare your situations to other people's, because that's how you'll get caught up, all right? Let me end that there. I can go into another sermon about that, but y'all, I love you. Be encouraged. Just don't do it. Consider what you're doing before you're doing it, okay? And this is going to be a long video. I already know it, but just listen to me when I say consider what it is that you're doing, okay? Consider it, and don't do it if it's gonna harm you in the end, okay? So I love y'all. If you made it to this far, bro, I think that this is my longest video to date, and I'm just like, cause editing, but I couldn't dim this down. I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna cut out some parts too, but yeah, I had to say everything I said. Like, sometimes, like, yeah, time case sensitive, but you need to know the truth about the things that you're getting into and who you're getting into it with. And I would not be me if I didn't tell you the whole honest truth, no matter how long that took. Like, y'all get the point. I just want you to know, man, life crazy and you can get caught up. So I love y'all. The Lord love you, okay? He love you so much. He think you amazing. Check out the other videos on the channel if you want to. We got covers, makeup looks, yeehaw. We got it all. But thank you so much for listening to my story. Thank you for even just trying to see and understand what I have experienced as a person. And like I say, more than anything, I just want this to help you. You are loved, and you don't have to fight for your love. And so don't ever don't ever let anybody make you feel like you gotta sell yourself to be loved. Because it ain't love if it needs something from you. Love is a want. I love the Lord because I want to love him. He loves me because he wants to love me. And yeah, we need love, but I'm saying, like, you don't need to earn your love. You never got to, because the Lord didn't make us earn it. He just gave it. So be loved.